What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Fill up the deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey guys, good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Welcome to K-Star Christopher James. Been off the air for about 12 days. Had some stuff. I was out of town traveling. I'm still out of town, actually. I'm not even at home right now. I am at my satellite studio. Luckily, I can take my StreamYard show with me wherever I go. So we have a great show for you tonight. I got 4 guests lined up. Derek Minner was going to join us tonight. However, he had a situation pop up where he is going to have to say goodbye to his family member, a puppy, a dog. And unfortunately, he won't join us tonight, man. Our prayers are with him and his family as they're saying goodbye to a loved family member and their dog. I know that shit sucks. It hurts. But, you know, it is part of life, and we wish him and his family the best while they're dealing with all this. Hopefully it won't be, you know, too rough on them. So we're going to go ahead and go on with the show without him, but our thoughts and prayers to Derek Minner and his family. We love those folks. They're good people. So we're happy to send out the love to them. And, you know, we're going to get rolling here. I have my first guest. He is sitting in the studio right now. He's in my green room. I'm sitting there. He's got the big old American flag behind him. His beard is looking epic as always. I wish I had enough of a man inside of me to grow a beard like that on the outside, but I don't. So that's okay though. But like I said, we are going to bring him in right now. He is my first guest of the night. He is BKFC star, the hero, Quentin Hero Henry. Here he is. Boys and girls, what's up, Queen? What's up, Q?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, dude, you're looking buff right there, dude.
I know.
Like you got the no sleeve shirt on. You're flexing the big arms and shit. I'm totally digging it, dude. I'm totally digging it, man.
Little Street
Everything
Fighter.
going well with
Little Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Everything going well with you today?
Yeah, just got done. I got a little striking program up here, so I just got done working with my guys, and I got jiu-jitsu, kids jiu-jitsu going on right now. So they're down there working on that, getting the swole on, getting ready, making killers over here. I slipped up to the office to come talk to you guys.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know we were trying to get you on a couple weeks ago, and we got lost in the confusion of time zones. And then I was on the road for a couple of weeks, and we couldn't get you on. But I didn't forget you because I wanted to talk to you. Because the first time we spoke on the show, man, you are absolutely an awesome dude to talk to. I love you to death. I love what you do inside the ring. But I really like what you do outside the ring, you know, working with the kids and putting together programs like this to help the next generation out and get them ready to go out there and, you know, kick some ass. I am listening. I'm just sharing this out to a bunch of groups right now, so bear with me for just a second. While I'm doing that, if you wouldn't mind, just get us caught up on you since your last fight.
Man, I've just been sitting here getting antsy, looking for another fight. It's really kind of how it goes, you know. You get you start thinking, oh yeah, I got this fight, and then once the fight happens, you're like, damn, I know already. So now I'm looking for another one. You know, that's the plan. I'm back to training again. It took me about a week before I got tired of sitting around, started training again. And my hands were a little sore. I didn't break anything, you know, they were just sore from, you know, being jammed or whatever. And man, that's it. I'm just training. You know, my boxing coach came in for Freeport yesterday, and I'm still making trips out there to him and just trying to get better until they give me the call, you know.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's a constant process. You know, a lot of people think that you guys as fighters, male and female both, you know, you go have a fight and then you take all this time off and then you train for like 6 weeks beforehand for your next fight. When the reality is those of you that are professional fighters actually are training, or the real professionals are training year round. There's no days off. I mean, you might take a few days off after a fight, you know, like you said, your hands were a little sore. So you want to take a day or two off, let your hands get caught up, you know, eat some good, crazy food, and then it's right back to work. So you're constantly evolving and constantly training and upgrading yourself. You know, you're leveling up every single time after a fight. Would that be a correct assumption?
Yeah, definitely, man. I don't do this to be, to win fights. I train to master it, and so that's something I'm going to do whether I'm competing or not. I can always get better, and I can always learn new stuff. So, yeah, especially with me, because like I said, I don't do this. I compete because I'm able to. I don't necessarily compete because it's the reason I do. It's not the reason I do martial arts or train. So I stay ready, and I know in the past I was younger, and I used to be one of those guys that would slack off and stuff, and not work so hard in between fights and all. But now I've just developed such a routine is that it's harder for me to break that routine of not being in fight camp mode. Than it is. I'm just more efficient that way. That's just the way I've been living. So it's easier just to keep it up. So it's so I still train. It might not be as intense or with the direct purpose or intent because you don't know who you're fighting yet. But there's always things I can improve on regardless of who my fighter is or my opponent.
So, would it be safe to say, because you just made a statement saying that you're not just doing this just to win fights, but you do this because you're able to. You do this because you can compete. Do you like fighting? Because I mean, with names like Nick Diaz, who said he never really liked fighting, and GSP, who just got inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame, saying he hated fighting, but he was good at it, so he did it. Is there that same love-hate relationship with you and fighting, or do you like getting in there and embracing the violence of your profession?
Man, that's a loaded question because I think when those guys are saying they hate it, what you hate about it is that it scares you, but that's a double-edged sword because that's also what you love about it. Normal people that are looking for that.
Let me cut you off for 1 second, guys. I forgot to do this. I always forget to do this. Shout out to my sponsors, Just Heart Apparel and Just Heart Apparel East Coast, and Andrew Sam that's up there in the corner. You guys can see it. It's right over Quentin's head. And also, this sponsor I'm trying to solicit right there. There it is. I'm trying to solicit these guys to jump on board. Liquid Death Mountain Water. It's water in a can, and I got to tell you, man, water in a can, I would have never thought I liked it, but this is the best water I've ever fucking drank in my life, and I'm not just saying that because I want them to sponsor me. I'm saying it because it's real. Most people drink a lot of water. I'm not one of those people, but I'm learning to drink more, and since I discovered this, I am drinking more. So let me just take a big swig, and then we'll finish that question.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, for you guys out there, this is for my folks at Men. 33% THC today. We're popping it. It's fucking awesome. I love this. And now back to Q.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, like I said, man, they're either a lot of the reason you do it is because it scares you. That's the same reason that people jump out of planes. Is because it's that fear, that it's that scariness, that gives you that adrenaline rush. And if it didn't, then you need to be looking for something else. I like to fight. I love to go in there and I love to train to fight. And I love the rush of going in there and like during the fight while all that's going on, I'm not really there. I'm there, but I'm not there emotionally so much as much, I'm just living in the moment. I'm reacting. My mind's pretty clear. So, whatever happens or whatever comes out. And then after the fight is usually when, then that's when the rush happens, when you win, that's when it comes out and you're like, whoo, like I did it, and it's kind of, if it didn't scare you, there wouldn't be any reason in doing it. And I wouldn't do it if it didn't, there wasn't some danger to it, it wouldn't give you the same adrenaline rush. It's like
True.
People ask me why I don't go do, why I haven't been doing jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's just not, it ain't got the same vibe to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't scare me. It can't get me worked up. But, when you're in there throwing dictators, bare knuckle, that's some scary shit. That's something, one wrong thing, something bad can happen. And that's some stuff I can get fired up about.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the jiu-jitsu thing because, like, as soon as you said that, all I could think of, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that zing. Do-bop, 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 do-bop,
Right.
But that's what I feel from you right now when you're saying that. So you want to go out there, you want to be challenged, you want to be tested, and you want a little fear in you. I think it's what, motivates you and keeps you alive, feeling that I'm alive. That's why you said people jump out of planes. I was up in Denver a couple weeks ago, attending the wedding of UFC star Chase Sherman. And my wife and I decided to drive up Pikes Peak, which is a 14,155-foot mountain. Now, when I'm driving up, as you know, I hit 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet. I'm not bothered, you know, the road's pretty decent, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I've been that high on mountains in Tennessee. But when I hit 10,000 feet, and oh, that was a good crack, bro. Fucking, I heard that shit all the way over here. Let me see if I can match that. Hold on. I only got one side. Fuck.
Add one more in there.
Jeez. So we're driving up this mountain, right? And as I'm going up and I get past 10,000 feet and I start really seeing outside and how much higher I am above the ground than I actually realized, I started to get that little fear of me. I was like, oh my God, am I going to make it? We made it to the top. But I got to tell you, man, at about 12,000 feet, there's a spot where you're driving up and you can look up the mountain and you can see how much further you have to go. And you can see the cars up there and they look like fucking piss ants down up there. And you're like, and then all of a sudden it hit me. I'm driving up this fucking thing and there's no barricades on the side to protect me. And some people are driving on this mountain like fucking crazy. But the motivation to get up top was the fear that I felt. So while it's not the same as fight fear, I understand what you're saying about the fear pushing you. And once you get there, that's when I was like, fuck yeah, I'm on top of this fucking mountain. I guess that's got to be a similar feeling of what you feel after a fight. You fucking went in there, you did the work, you get the win, and now it's over. And now you're like, fuck yeah, I just did that shit.
And, you know,
I just did that shit.
Yeah. It's not always necessarily, you know, could be designed to, you know, I guess described as fear. Sometimes it's just anxiety. You know, it's just the anxiety of wanting to get in there, wanting to get it done. And, you know, same thing, it's the anxiety of getting to the top of that mountain so that I'm to somewhere that feels safer. You know, it's, but I mean, it's no different than, you know, LeBron James and those guys going out there playing basketball. You know, that's just what gets their hamster going. Our mind just happens to be fist fighting.
Yeah, they're just not man enough to get into a real fight. You ever see LeBron James fight in a basketball game? He don't know what the fuck he's doing.
All I've ever seen him do is flop, usually.
Flop? No, yeah, no. When people have confronted him, he's like,
What kind
listen, I'm not a fighter, but if you come at me and you fucking hit me, I'm throwing a punch. I'm not not for, you know? So, well, and that's good. I'm glad you shared that with us, your feelings on that, because it baffles me sometimes that there are men, you know, there was a real in-depth interview with GSP about really not liking the fight, not liking any of it, the fighting itself, not even enjoying it. But he was good at it, and he did it. He made a lot of money, made a name for himself. And it baffles me sometimes that, you know, if it's something you truly hate as much as GSP says he hated it, why do it? You know, that's how I feel. And I get your point of it. You're not afraid of it in the same way. You have a little anxiety, but there's a little fear because, like you said, the fear of the unknown that hits everybody. You don't know what's going to happen till you walk into that ring and they ring that bell.
Right.
And
well, I mean, as a martial artist, you have to test yourself if you're actually a martial artist. You know, even if you're somebody taking jiu-jitsu and you're going and you're doing competitions. And he's one of those people like myself that, you know, whether I would have ever started fighting or maybe MMA or fighting wouldn't have ever been a big thing. You know, I would still be training and doing some type of martial arts one way or another, you know. So it just happens that, you know, once I got going in martial arts, it's what I stuck with, and then sport took off. And, you know, so bare knuckle is a thing. And we're just going to run with it, man. You know, we just got to keep going.
Yeah. I saw, you know, you said you're waiting for your next fight. You don't know who it's going to be. Hector Lombard, Hector's the 185 or the 205 champion?
205 champion.
205, that's what I thought. So in MMA, that would be light heavyweight. So Lombard came out, because I remember at first, I think he came over, he wanted to fight at 185, and then he did move up. So he gets the belt against Joe Riggs, has the whole altercation with Lorenzo Hunt. But today he comes out on Instagram, it was either today or yesterday, you know, and I love Hector Lombard. I've known him for a long time. I love his personality. He's got character. He's got style, and he's fun to listen to when he starts talking. He's got that heavy accent. He's like, nobody wants to fight me. Nobody wants to fight me. Who wants to fight me next? And he's doing this on Instagram, and you were like one of the first people to come and go, I'm right here, bro. Let's go. Yeah. I know the world wants to see him and Lorenzo Hunt, and I understand why, because of their altercation. But of course, you're ready to jump in, you know, take that title fight if it's offered to you. But realistically, I think it's going to be Lorenzo Hunt. I think, you know, with everything he's done with BKFC and, you know, he's been there and, you know, he shows up at tryouts. He goes out there and wins fights as well, of course, you know, but he shows up at the tryouts. He's trying to help, you know, really grow this brand. I don't see them any way putting anybody else in that title fight against Hector except Lorenzo. So obviously, if it's offered, you'll take it. But the reality is, it's probably not going to get offered because of Lorenzo. But that just means you'll probably be next. So is there a fight for you in BKFC right now that you feel will cement your spot as the next number one contender behind Lorenzo?
Man, I think any of them really. Yeah, who else is there out there? I've got. I know there's Kakar. He's 1-0. He beat Chris Saro. I know him, and then number 5 is the Ghazali.
Yep.
And then T. Cummins.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested in fights.
Dude. I'm glad I forgot about T. I'm glad you mentioned his name. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not, and I want a fight that's exciting. I want something that's going to be, something that I can go out there and, a fight that I can put on a show. It could be entertaining. Somebody who's going to give me a good fight. I'd prefer to have a title. That was, that's been one of my goals, is to be a world champion. I'd like to be the first bare knuckle guy from Louisiana to hold a belt. And, if right now the 205 division is at a standstill, then, I would flirt with doing heavyweight or something like that. If there's somebody interesting to fight with up there, or, if Thiago Alves his hand is better, I go 185. If you give me enough time, I can make it down there, So, one way or another, I'm ready to just make something happen. I ain't getting any younger, and I'm having fun doing this, and it's just fun to keep it going. I want to keep that momentum. I want to keep there.
Yeah, I feel you. I definitely want to keep that momentum going. And I really like that you said you want to go up to heavyweight if something, interesting up there, because there's a fight that I'm thinking of. And, you already fought one legend, Chris Levin. Fight didn't go your way, but I know even though it didn't go your way, you were still so happy to be in there fighting that guy because he's that guy. So now there's another guy that just made his return to competition, and that's Alan Belcher, and he came in as a heavyweight. Would that be a fight that would interest you because of his stature and who he is and what he's accomplished as a mixed martial artist across the world? And now he's technically he's moved into your neighborhood now because you were here first at BKFC. So now he's in your neighborhood. So is that a fight? Because I'm going to be honest with you, when I was thinking about all the matchups at light heavyweight, except for T. Cummins, I completely forgot about him. My bad. I'm sorry, T. Please don't beat me up when you see me. But the Alan Belcher fight, for some reason, it's been at the forefront of my head since your last fight. And after watching him in his debut, I'm thinking to myself, I would love to see Q and Belcher fucking scrap it out and mix it up inside that fucking ring, because you are a complete animal, it's funny. You sit here, guys, if you haven't seen him fight, first of all, what the fuck, man? Go watch his fights. Second of all, he's the calmest, coolest guy. He's very intellectual. He's chill right now. You see this right here. But when he gets into the ring, he turns it on. And I love it. And Belcher is a guy, who's, you guys know his resume. You know his accolades. You know what he brings out. He went out there and had a good performance in his debut. And I expect him to be even better in his next fight because, there's a feeling out process. And, until you're bare knuckled, you ain't bare knuckled. And every fighter that fights at BKFC will tell you exactly what I said. And that just means until you've gotten in there and stepped into a bare knuckle fight and gotten hit in the face with bare knuckles repeatedly and, used your knuckles, because, it's not just you getting hit, it's you hitting somebody. Your hands react differently than when you have gloves on. So there's a whole thing to it. It's not just getting hit, it's being able to hit. And I think this fight right here, you and Belcher, I think would be epic. Vince Anderson said Belcher's cardio isn't on par just yet. This is one of those fights, Vince, that I don't think the cardio is going to become an issue because somebody's going to fucking go to work and fucking within 3 rounds. I mean, so we're talking, 6 minutes. I think both these guys are capable to go 6 minutes. I know Q can go the whole 5, and Q could probably go 10 if they asked him to. He'd probably do it willingly. Like, all right, fuck it, man. Just add a few more fucking dollars to that check. Let's do 5 more rounds. I mean,
right.
Is that fight something that you would like jump at, or even suggest it yourself rather than waiting for them to offer? Would that be something you'd go to film? Hey, listen.
Yeah, they had a post on Instagram talking about who he could fight next, and I threw my name out there.
Of course you did.
He was definitely, I'm only like 4 hours away from Biloxi, so I mean, I used to drive to his gym to go to seminars and stuff. when I was an MMA fighter and stuff. So I've always been a huge fan of his. And he's I've always followed him as far as his business acumen when it comes to MMA and fighting, and is running his gyms and all kind of social media stuff. The guy's really on point with all that stuff. As far as combat sports, he's a business mogul. So that's what a lot of people don't realize is he fights because he loves to fight. He doesn't have to do this. He makes money doing plenty of other things, even when he was in the UFC. So that would definitely be a fight that I would love to do, because the way that he thinks about fighting and taking on opponents, I've watched him in his training camps for like Usamar Pilares, and the way that he thinks about submissions and stuff like that. I think it would be fun, a lot of fun, because I feel like we have a lot of the same, I guess, style in the sense of what we're looking for. And it wouldn't be the Chris Lieben Quentin that came out there to fight him. It would be the one that came out there to fight Jay Fish, and that motherfucker's bad. I don't know about anybody else, but he was that night. Alan Belcher, or wasn't nobody else there were going to touch me that night. So if that's a fight they want to do, that's a big name, and I know that's something that can make more money when you got a big name. So I'm always about something like that.
I love it. I love Jay Fish too. You and Jay Fish, awesome. Jay Hook'em Fish. What a cool nickname, Hook'em. I mean, because of his last name, it's like great. And Vince just commented, he said, you're both jits guys and you both have super heavy hands. Sean Ulrich says your Q's power would be too much for Belcher. I don't agree with you there. Q's got big power, but Belcher is a heavy-handed son of a gun. And Belcher can punch. So I think their power is close to each other. I think I would agree that I think Q is a little bit stronger, but I think Belcher can hold his own with any heavyweight in BKFC with power. Belcher's an animal in the gym, and he came to heavyweight. He didn't fight MMA at heavyweight. And what he did is he had all the time off, and like another famous guy moving to heavyweight, who we're not going to mention his name tonight because we're just not. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a process to becoming a heavyweight, a legit heavyweight, and Belcher has gone through that process. So for you guys that are doubting what he's capable of power-wise or cardio-wise,
right,
you should think again, because even Q knows he's a smart man, both with his business acumen and how he approaches a fight and the way he's approaching bare knuckles. So he's immediately an important guy that you have to pay attention to in that heavyweight division. David Hardy Jr., my fellow Mike man, he says Quentin Thomas Henry versus Belcher would be fucking epic. He's right. We all know.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those, you give me enough time, like you're saying, to get up to heavyweight. If you give me 4 weeks, I could weigh in at heavyweight, but I've been practicing so hard to where I pretty much have 205 down. I wake up almost at weight the morning of weigh-ins, and I get to drink something that day. And I'm pretty chill sliding right into 205, so, I'd like to, if I was going to take a heavyweight fight, I'd like to have a little time to get my natural weight up, and then, but I probably wouldn't go in there any bigger than like 220, so it really wouldn't matter either way.
Yeah. I can totally see, being a small heavyweight, I don't see that being a problem for you. Like, I don't think you have to bulk up to 260. But like you said, if you get 4 to 6 weeks, I would say you would probably bulk up the proper way, and add the weight you need, to add, behind the power. And, you'd probably get up to like 230. I think 230 is probably where you would sit comfortably at a heavyweight fight. I don't think you would want to get any bigger, in that short of a time span. If they gave you a year and you wanted to come back as a legit heavyweight and stay at heavyweight, I think you would take a year, and I think you would come back and it'd be about 250. And people would have to fucking really watch out.
I would hate my life. I would hate it. I've tried to do that before and get real big, and I was like 240, and I couldn't stand it, bro. Every morning I got up, I was having to go soak in a bathtub for like 30 minutes because I just hurt so bad. And I cut off. That's why I ended up just going down to 205. It just wasn't worth it. But yeah, I know on TV and all, I look ginormous. And I'm not like a little guy when you see me in person, but I literally walk around. I'm a month out from a fight, or I guess 6 weeks out from the last fight. I don't have another fight coming up, and I'm like 215 pounds, so, that's kind of just what I stay at, because I eat pretty pretty regular all the time. It's just kind of part of my routine, like I said. So, you know, when I'm not don't have a fight coming up, you know, I might have an extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich at night or something like that. But for the most part, I'm always on my diet and I'm always ready to go. You know, it would be fun to have a good training camp, getting to eat, you know, like a bunch of steak and pasta and stuff like that. You know, I wouldn't necessarily try and look for a specific weight to get to. I would probably just eat for performance and then just see where I'm at after that, you know.
Yeah. Question from the crowd, Forrest Daniels. I'll pop it up on the screen. He wants to know who has been your toughest opponent so far and why. And I'm going to make it more specific. Who's been your toughest opponent in BKFC and why? Since you started doing bare knuckle, you know, I know you took the loss to Liebman, but that doesn't necessarily make him the toughest opponent. You know, so I don't know if that could be the answer.
Right.
But since you've been at BKFC, who is the toughest opponent you've had so far?
Man, Bubba Marlboro would probably have to be the toughest guy that I fought. You know, like I wasn't in the greatest shape that I was in back then, but I could still hit hard, really hard. And Bubba, and let me tell you, dude, I mean, his name's Bubba. So, you know, I mean, I feel for the guy because he's always on my highlight reel, but people don't realize how tough that fucking dude was, because I was hitting him so many times and just hard shots. If you go back and watch the film, it was kind of a sloppy fight on my part as far as how the punches were thrown, but all the punches were landed where they were supposed to. I wasn't catching him on top of his head, you know, or none of that. And man, that dude was just taking them. And he was taking them and bringing them back. And even when I dropped him, and you know, the very last time when I dropped him and he went back like that, I mean, he was trying to get up. He wasn't done. You know, his ass was trying to get up, and he just couldn't.
Remember.
You know, so I mean, Fish was pretty tough, but I mean, he gave out at the end. You know, but yeah, Bub was probably the toughest dude I've fought today.
Yeah,
in BKFC.
You know, and I'm glad that that was the answer, because a lot of people, I'm sure, expected, you know, the loss to Liebman. You know, you would say that's your toughest, but Liebman's a legend. There's no doubt about it. But
man,
you know,
I hit Liebman twice in the body.
Yeah,
and he made a noise. I heard it.
Yeah,
Bubba didn't make no noise. Bubba didn't make no noises.
Bubba didn't make no noises, man. Bubba just got angrier.
No.
The more you hit him, the more he pissed. He's a big old.
Bubba
You know,
just nom.
He's a big old country boy, and you big old country boys. To me, there's two special kind of fighters that have something that is born into them and bred into them that you can't teach. And that's that intestinal fortitude and that willingness to just keep going. Doesn't matter if somebody runs you over with a tractor or hits you with a fucking, a tiller or something. You know, they just fucking, all right, fucking, hey, just fucking got kicked by a cow in the head. Let's go fucking build a fence, you know? So yeah, Bubba was the same thing. So, but Mexican fighters and country boys, they are the two toughest groups of fighters. You know, I'm not trying to label anything, or so don't read too much into it. But the Mexican spirit,
they take pride in that.
It's just there. And country boys, it's just there. Different than every other geographical region that produces fighters. For me, anyway. I mean, that's always how I felt, and they've always delivered. Mexican fighters and country guys. I watched. You know what's even funnier? Forget professional Mexican fighters. You ever get into a bar fight with a Mexican guy? Let me tell you something. I worked in the nightlife, and I have, for 30 years, and I have seen some little guys. I mean, I'm 5'8", and I'm a little heavy. I'm 210 pounds, but I've seen guys like 5'5", 135 pounds soaking wet, taking on bouncers that are like 6'3" and fucking built like a brick shit house, and taking all the bouncer condition, just keep fucking coming, dude. And there's like you have to kill these guys to get them to stop, or the cops have to show up and handcuff them. I mean, that's it. They don't stop, man. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do a little story on this. I want to find out where that comes from. I'm going to have to go back and really dig into it, because it's something that I find to be highly entertaining. And you can't, like I said, you're not taught that spirit. That's something that's born and bred into you as a Mexican fighter. If you're a fighter,
if you go back through history, you go back through history and boxing and stuff like that, and you start looking at the different champions in boxing, throughout the 200 years or so, whatever, like, glove boxing going on. it was always the poorest people who produced the champions. That's the way it went when the Irish went through the deal when they had the famine, and the Irish were really poor. Then the Italians come in, Marciano, African Americans running through there, and that because boxing was a thing that I guess you had to be tough, and living that type of life is kind of what brought it up or brought it through there. And I think that's the mentality that's pushed, and just I've got friends that are Hispanic and stuff, and that's just the culture of Hispanics is to work, whether it's boxing or whatever it is, and whatever they're doing, they're going to do it 100%.
The work ethic is untouchable. American
Right.
people should be embarrassed by the work ethic from a Latino person that they put out versus what we put out, because we're just a bunch of lazy fucks over here, and that's the reality. I mean,
Right.
You're not a lazy fuck. You're a hardworking guy,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
we don't have
You're
that.
entitled. You're entitled.
Yeah,
you don't have to
Because
push
we've
as
lived
hard,
that
so you
life.
don't
We
ever have
lived
to
an
learn that.
entitled life,
Right.
We don't live out on the middle of a fucking mountain field where there's no running water and this and that. You got to do some crazy shit to survive. Yep. David Hardy said, "Hard times create hard men." There's no doubt about that. So I wanted to go back to something that I wanted to bring up, and then we started talking about Mexican fighters, and I got myself all distracted.
Right, yeah.
Before I forget too, guys, AJ Cunningham is supposed to be my next guest. He is not coming on. He just messaged me. He was in a minor vehicle accident. He just sent me a couple of pictures. It was him and a truck. Hi, everybody. Are these your
D.
Are these
Yeah,
your
these are
children?
mine. Yeah, this is my daughter Aubrey. She's 10. This is Tomahawk. He's 4.
Tomahawk?
They just got done jiu-jitsu.
Is that really his name? Is his name really Tomahawk?
Well, it's Thomas Hawkins.
Okay,
Thomas Hawkins Henry. So
I wouldn't have been surprised if you named him Tomahawk.
yeah, Tomahawk. Right.
I think that would have been cool. He's Tomahawk. I like him. He's got that look in his eye like he wants to kick somebody's ass.
There, I can hear him on my headphone. Yeah, he just got done doing a little jiu-jitsu. He just started. So.
Oh, he just started. So he's just learning.
Well, yeah, and he just started doing the formal class. We've been doing. I mean, I've been grappling and teaching them stuff since they could walk, or really before they could walk. So changing diapers and stuff. They bridge for me.
You said your daughter's 10. So
Right.
how long has she been practicing formally in jiu-jitsu?
She started when she was 4.
So 6 years. She pretty
Yeah,
good.
she started. She's gone off and on with how consistent she's been, but yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah, she does dance and other stuff too. So
Cool.
do jiu-jitsu when it's in between, but she's actually
Like
not too bad. I got a younger son that's 2.
This one knows marketing though. He
Oh,
pulled up that little thing and said bare knuckle. I was like,
Right.
ha ha. He's branding for daddy. I like it, dude.
Yeah, we had I got a 2-year-old too, and he's probably about to start classes because he's already seen his brother do it and trying to imitate. So he'll be in there a little sooner than the rest of them.
So what about your daughter? She's 10 years old now. She's at that age where, you start making decisions at 10, thinking about what you want to do with life. You do. I remember when I was 10, I started thinking about what I was doing. What I wanted to do, and it was either I wanted to play for the Yankees, I wanted to be a cop, or I wanted to host The Price is Right. Somehow living that Price is Right lifestyle, I guess, being a ring announcer and doing the stuff I do now, far away from a cop. And yeah, I'm too old and fat to play baseball. So that time is gone.
Right.
But what if she said to you, Daddy, I want to do what you do. I want to fight. And she started saying this to you at 10 and, she's serious. Is that something you support, or as a dad, even though she might be qualified because you're training her, so you know what she's capable of, but
Right.
do you get that dad thing? It's my little girl. I don't really want her to do this. And do you try to steer her in another direction?
I mean, I wouldn't want her to bank on thinking she could make a living doing it, or anything like that. That was, I've had multiple jobs my entire fight career. I've always, like other people go fishing on weekends or in the evening times, they'll go fishing when they get off work. And I went to go train. And, if it was something she wanted to do, then I would be completely, okay with it, but she's going to do it my way. She's going to do it right. Just like one of my fighters do. It wouldn't be something to where, I was helping her along and, she'd have to go out there and prove it herself. But, she's fairly independent. I raised her like that, so if that's something she wanted to do, I'd support her 100%. But I wouldn't treat her any different than I'll do other guys that come in there trying to get on my fight team or want me to train them, to be fighters and stuff like that. Is if you don't put in the same effort that I do, then I don't want you on my team. And so if she wasn't willing to push and do the things that I require of them, she'd have to go find another coach to do it. And I don't think that ever happened.
It'd be like Floyd Mayweather Sr. for Roy Jr. and Roy Jones Sr. fucking thing. You guys would part ways and she'd become a world champion, and you'd be over there being bitter.
Yeah,
man.
Well, I mean, it's not a game.
I wish that, and I say that thing about Roy and Roy Sr. and it sucks because those guys are special, and I hope one day they rebuild that relationship because I love them both. I just want to throw that out there. I wasn't poking fun at their relationship. It's a horrible thing. I was making it for you and your daughter, but that's what I would equate it to, because, you're a great fighter and a great coach. And if she wants to go learn somewhere else because she doesn't want to do it your way, that would suck. That would probably break your heart. So that would probably be something that might get a tear out of Quentin's eye, I think,
Yeah. Well, I kind of look at it, and I see a lot of this with my students as far as, because I've got other coaches that train at my gym. And it's like, you've got to have some type of influence from somebody other than who your dad is. You know what I mean? It wouldn't, like my other coaches, their kids respond better to me than they do their own parents, their own dad that's in there with them. So it's kind of like, it's an understood thing. Like, other coaches will handle my kids, I handle their kids, type of deal. Because, I mean, just as a kid in general, you got to feel like there's more than one person that cares, and a lot of times, dads aren't going to always be so sympathetic to you, because you're supposed to be tough or whatever situation it is, like they would, another kid. So I think there's a fine line between being just a coach in general and, having like oversight of everything that's going on versus controlling everything that's going on. And, helping it go into a right direction instead of, hijacking the captain and forcing it to shore type of situation. But, I think a lot of that with them probably comes down to egos and stuff. And, that's just something that happens with age. And, me and my dad's been my coach my whole life. And it's not like we haven't butted heads or had to do, whatever either way. But as a team, as like, I've got some of my fighters that I know I'm still getting better and they're still getting better. It's not, I'm the coach, but it's not because I know everything. It's just because I'm ahead of them a little bit. I'm just cutting the trail and they're still following me. So we're both headed that way, and as long as your coach has that mentality of that they're still a student, then I don't think that would really ever become an issue, because when you're still a student of the game in your own mind, then you can even learn something from somebody you're teaching. And so that's something why I try to keep an open mind about that, especially like if I go do private lessons or I go train with the new coach, I do everything they tell me to, and I don't question it, and I act like I don't know shit. And every time if I'm doing something and I think I'm doing it right, or if I think what they're telling me to do isn't right, I'll be like, all right, so explain to me how you want me to do this. And then they'll show me. I'm like, all right, boom, boom. And I'll do it just like that the rest of the class because that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to
that's the way it's supposed to be done.
Chance. Right. I'm the student. And the same thing when I'm in there teaching somebody a move in jiu-jitsu or boxing. There's been plenty of times where I've been grappling or showing a move or doing something, and then they'll be like, man, well, it kind of feels like I could do this when you go to do that move. And I'll be like, oh shit, you can do that. Nice. How do we stop that? Okay, well, we must be missing something in this move. But if I was a coach that had that different mentality of, oh, that's bullshit, right? And then they just try, well, if you do that, I'm going to duty shot. And then they try to act all strong and push through it instead of giving you a legitimate answer. I've always been a strong advocate of that coach or teacher who says, if I don't know, I'll find out, but I'm going to lie to you and tell you that I do, so, that's always kind of been my philosophy, and same with my students here. My students and my coaches, I'll run through something sometimes and I'll think to myself, showing them the technique, and I'll look at my other guys. They'll be like, I forget anything? And they'll be like, no, that was it. I'll be like, all right, cool. Let's keep going. Because there's this aura around a lot of coaches that they try and present is that they're perfect. and we're not. I'm 32. I've been doing this my whole life, but it's it's in search of perfection. It's not like I've attained it, and I'm continuing to get better. And there's times in jiu-jitsu or boxing where like I had a situation today. I was teaching one of my guys. I was showing him, all right, when I'm using this double M bag, I'm doing this, blah blah blah. And he's like, so do you not want us to turn over all the way on that right hand? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you weren't turning over. I'm like, no, bro, I was fucking up. Like, that's one of the things I do that I'm tell you not to do. Like, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Turn all the way over. So
I was testing you to
but
see if you were paying attention. That would have been me. I was testing you.
I don't want to have that. What's the guy's name off of Napoleon Dynamite with the pants? Rex Kwando. I don't want to have that mentality in my school. I want the people to feel like we're all in the same boat, not they're on my boat. Type of deal.
Oh, what a reference to use, man. That just made my whole fucking night better, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, no, you have to remain teachable. I like you said, you can always learn something from somebody. Even if, you can learn something from a kid walking into your gym the very first day in class, and you could pick something up that he's just does for whatever reason, whatever it is, whether it's how to speak or how to, hit a move or what, you just don't know. So if you get, I love your attitude. Remain open-minded, remain teachable, and always be willing to learn. I love the fact that you don't believe in that you're perfect. Nobody is. There's nothing, nobody that's perfect. No matter how hard you train, no matter how hard you work, there's, in my mind, let me say this, because some people perfection is attainable. I disagree. If you think you're perfect as a fighter, you should probably retire. Because it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that means you think you know everything, and you don't. So, I'm glad that you think like that, dude. I'm glad that you pass that on to your students as well. It's an important lesson to learn, and when you, especially with kids, you have them at a young time. That's something that's awesome. So you're doing all the right things, and you're getting to go out there and beat people up and get a check for that too. Question for you from the crowd: who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
Street Fighter, my favorite Street Fighter character. It would.
You're wearing the shirt. You better have a good answer.
Yeah, it would be Ken. Ken is my favorite. So, yeah, my brother was always Ryu, and then I was Ken. So
Ken?
That's how it went down.
It's funny. It's funny because the person who asked that question, his favorite is Ken as well. So he's going to be happier than I'm taking shit right now.
Nice.
His name is Forrest.
Yeah.
He's probably my number one supporter and follower and fan.
That's nice.
So
For sure,
I love
right?
him. Yeah. So
Big Street Fighter fan.
Big Street Fighter fan. That's why I'm hoping that's why you're wearing the shirt, and you were just, you didn't just wear it because you thought it was cool.
Yeah, I hear there's rumors that they're doing a reboot, like for a movie, but I don't know.
You want to get in it?
Rumors. I don't know. I think, yeah, absolutely. Can you get me in it? Can I be somebody? I would totally go do a movie. I was thinking today.
Listen, just so you know, just so you know, you are somebody. You said, "Can I be somebody?" You are somebody.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking I could be Hugh Jackman's stunt double if he does another, because like I got the forehead thing, but they could cut my, another X-Men. I could pull that off. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bigger than him, but it is what it is. Camera angles, bro. It's camera. They want Wolverine to look Jack. But
you could even grow your hair out and trim the beard up and color it, and you could be like Jason Momoa's stunt double in Aquaman movies.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can.
Oh yeah, totally. It's what my wife.
Although Tyler Goodjohn in some of Tyler Goodjohn's publicity photos, that dude looks like a mini fucking Aquaman. He really does. He lets the hair down. He's got I was like, look at this motherfucker.
He's like a gypsy Aquaman.
Yeah, it's crazy though.
If Aquaman grew up in a caravan, that would be that's what Tyler Goodjohn is.
Who's your favorite comic book character? Since we just happened to bring it up, since sometimes we just
I like
go
Wolverine.
where it goes.
He's probably my favorite. If I could have one person's powers, it would probably be Wolverine. I've thought about this many times and had many discussions on this.
I would tell you that I am part Wolverine.
Right. Okay. Nice.
I'm going to tell you a story. All right, so this is my forehead, right?
Right.
This is my brow line, right? I was about 7 or 8 years old, and we were at a Labor Day picnic at my house on Long Island in New York. All the family was over, my cousins and everybody were all, barbecue and having a good time, playing ball. Well, one of my cousins, Gail, was we were playing softball in the backyard. So I threw a pitch. She fucking hit it, and hit it kind of like right down. So I run in from the pitcher's mound, because I know the game. I wanted to be a Yankee. So I run in, I go to grab the ball, and as I'm diving to get the ball and throw it to first, she's running with the bat in her hand. And
Nice.
she runs right by me and crocks me across the fucking face, right? Now,
Yeah.
I stopped playing. I mean, I didn't go out or anything, but all I did was it hurt, so I just dropped my glove and I covered my face like this. And when I did that, my father came on and he looks over and he pulls my hands away from my face and he goes, "Holy fuck!" And when I looked down, because I hadn't opened my eyes, I looked down, my hands were covered in blood, just doused. And then that's when I freaked out. So he scoops me up and go to the hospital. Now, mind you, I was split from here. Josh Weems, I see you, man. Stand by, brother. I was split from here all the way down to here, right? And it should have been fucking like 122 stitches, what they told us when we got there. When I got there and they finally took me back in the room about an hour later, all they had was in here. Fucking, I ended up with fucking 11 stitches. My whole head healed up, sealed up like it's on its own. Same thing happened when I cut my foot open. I beat cancer and leukemia with no treatment. I've had 3 heart attacks and died, and I'm still fucking here, and I'm still an idiot.
Right.
I mean, so I don't know, man. I'm part Wolverine. My mom told me when I was a kid I had magic blood, and I didn't believe her. But now I think I believe her a little bit. So,
look, bro, you can't kill bad grass. That's what I tell people. Don't worry about it. You can't kill bad grass and be forever. Shit. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, that's some country right there, but you can't kill bad grass. All right, so Josh, hang on a second. Josh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There you are. All right, cool. So, Josh, this is Quentin Henry, fights at BKFC.
Yes, sir.
Josh Weems debuted for us at a Gamebred Fighting Championship in the first event. And
nice.
he had the move of the night, dude, like a kick into a spinning punch, and fucking that shit went viral, dude. So it's crazy. He's in Vegas right now. He's gonna fight Tuesday night in the Contender Series. The reason I brought him in a little early is because you're still on with me, and your veteran experience, and a kid who could possibly be in the UFC next Tuesday night. I wanted to know if you could partake some wisdom to this young man that he should take with him in his whole career, because he's a sponge, and I've listened to him and I've talked to him, and he soaks up everything he gets from everybody.
Yeah, well, I haven't exactly made it, so don't exactly think this is. I could tell you what a whole lot of things not to do. Most of it is, if I could go back, I guess the things I could change is just trusting too much in the wrong people, and there's a difference in people. This is something that we do. This is something we care about, and the fact of the matter is, no one is going to care about it as much as you are. And if it's a situation that comes down to the fact that it is that crucial to your career or something that's going on, then you need to take care of it and not give those other people that type of control and that dependence, because they're not going to care about it as much as you are. I've had managers and people try and do things, and then it's ended up falling through because something come up. But I know damn well it wouldn't have come up without if it would have been my situation or if it would have been my responsibility. And the biggest thing is that I've put a lot of things in other people's hands, and at the end of the day, I'm real big on personal accountability. As far as at the end of the day, everything's my fault. And when you leave it in someone else's hands, you can't say that. And if I failed, then I failed. I can sleep at night after I failed if I did it because of something I did. But if I failed because it was something you did that you were supposed to fix that I couldn't control, then I am not sleeping at all, and I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm not gonna live with myself. So, that's kind of the thing. But I mean, I hope you're going to do the Contender Series, so that's pretty sweet. Just go knock somebody out and go with it. That was I think the best piece of advice I've ever gotten by, as far as pre-fight, that kind of stuff, is that don't. I tell my guys this too. It's you don't have to have a plan, and you don't have to have the answer before you go in there. And a lot of times we go through training camps and we go through all this stuff trying to come up with the answer of how to beat this guy and how to do it. and it's not always going to present itself in that way, and you get that anxiety of worried about, what if he doesn't throw that overhand right up in practice and all, where that doesn't matter. You've been training to figure out the problem. You haven't been going in there with the cheat sheet, so that's
Go out there and fight.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Go out there.
Go out there and
Don't go
fight.
have predetermined ideas of this is going to happen. This is going to happen. So I'm going to go out there and whoop this dude's ass. He's going to do something wrong.
Just like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. So, just go out there and fight, man. Have fun. That's my goal, man. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. So,
that's it.
Well, Q, man, thanks for sharing some wisdom with this young man.
Appreciate you, man, for real.
And you know what you said? If I was in front of you right now, I would slap you, and then I would run really fast. Because you said that you haven't really made it there yet. Listen, you're fighting for BKFC, and while maybe you didn't make it to the UFC where you're doing MMA, you're still in the #1 organization for bare knuckle. Your name is in title contention conversations. So
only person that's beat you is Chris Lieben. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When
I consider making it, I consider that I don't have, I'm not worried about, where my next, bills are coming from and that kind of stuff. That's when I consider making it,
okay.
I'm still working. I'm still working because I got
bro,
to, not because I want to.
And there's a lot
when
of
I get to the point where I'm doing this just because I want to, that kind of deal. But yeah, I'm working my way up. I'm not getting Floyd Mayweather money or anything crazy yet, but I'm hoping
nobody is except for Floyd Mayweather.
Man, where's that sponsor at that's like ready to pick me up before I'm a champion? And take that chance on me. Like, where are these people at? Where does that happen from?
Well, we got to find that, man. Listen, I've been trying to figure that out for years, where to get a sponsor. I've been trying to find a big money sponsor to put on my show so I can take the show to the next level. I mean, this is episode 310. Like, fuck, dude, can a brother get a break? Can somebody watch my show and go, holy shit, this guy's show is fucking awesome. He comes on, he smokes weed, he does stupid shit. He fucking makes people sing on the goddamn show. I mean, I do some fun shit. And I'm not conventional. So what the fuck, man? So, all right, so me and Q need a sponsor. We got to get Josh Weems a sponsor. And we can all just, we're going to get the same sponsor, and we're going to make it a triple threat team. Fucking my mic abilities, your guys' fighting abilities, and Q's intelligence, because he's probably the smartest guy in this room right now.
Let's do it.
No offense, Josh. No offense to myself either, but Q is fucking different level smart. Like, I've talked to him once before, and I was like, this motherfucker, he's not just fucking brawny, he's brainy, and fucking, But most MMA guys are. Most MMA guys are more educated than guys that go straight into boxing, and that's not a fucking crack at boxing. It's just that's the MMA world.
So don't let this accent and this mullet fool you.
Right.
All right, Q. Well, listen, we're gonna let you jump out here. Thank you for taking and spending a lot of time with us tonight, man. I do appreciate it.
Appreciate the knowledge, man.
As soon as we find out when you get your next fight, man, definitely hit me up, and we'll get you back on the show for a fight announcement when you get your next fight. Like I said, I know you're not going to get the title shot. It's going to be Lorenzo. So I hope they book you with fucking Alan Belcher, dude. Fucking, that's the fight I want to see.
That would be a banger.
I think that's better than any matchup for you at light heavyweight, except for the titles. So, or fighting Lorenzo, whether or not he's a champion, because that's a fight I would love to see. You and Lorenzo, you and Hector, even you and Joe Riggs, if he wants to stick around and do it, man. I'd love to see you. If you start beating all these guys up, except for leaving, maybe you start looking for these guys and you can do like, the Randy Orton thing. I'm the legend killer. And, just fucking, steal that motherfucker's thunder, bro.
Yeah. Lieben ain't never going to come. He ain't never going to let me get that one back, but it's all right. We'll be friends.
Well, listen, man, you enjoy your night. Thank you so much, man, for sharing time with us. And like I said, introducing us to your children. And God bless you and your family, man. And I hope everything is well for you.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Peace. That guy is fucking awesome, dude, and he really is. He's so fucking goddamn smart, man. He is. Like, we were just
my coach.
I was talking about Mexican fighters. And I was like, I got to dig into the history, and then all of a sudden he just starts spewing out information. I'm like, he just knows. He's ready to go. So, what are you gonna say about your coach? Actually, wait, hold on. Before we do that. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the show, he is a Gamebred Fighting Championship veteran. He had the highlight of the night that night, and he is awesome. He's fighting this Tuesday night upcoming in Las Vegas, where he is right now on Dana White's Contender Series, looking to earn himself a contract to the UFC. So please welcome to the show right now, for the second time, I believe this is. Might even be the third, because I think we did an interview at the show. Josh Wide Open Weems. Bitches. What's up?
Yes, sir.
That's my own bitches.
Man,
Anyway,
you just got that swag. It's all right.
so what were you gonna say about your coach, and then we'll get into the other stuff.
My coach actually loves Quentin Henry. He was talking about how aggressive he was and just a big jag dude. Said that's how you have to fight in the bare knuckle sport. And no, I was just, he was just talking to him. I was just saying my coach is a fan of him, so he needs to just keep on knocking on the door to that title shot.
Yeah, I think he'll get there. I mean, it's not crowded in his division, and because BKFC is still relatively new, even though they're fucking gaining steam rapidly, he's on the ground floor. So he's there, and he definitely can cement his name in the history books. And the opportunity will come. I can't see how it won't, but he's just got to wait in line, because it's not a long line, it's a short line. So
yeah.
And no rematches. It's like they're not booking immediate rematches, so I like that. Because it doesn't make any sense. They got to put different names in there all the time to grow the brand. All right, so now let's get to you. You are out in Las Vegas, Nevada. This fight you got coming up on the Contender Series. How long ago was this booked? Because I don't remember hearing about it, and then all of a sudden there it was right in my face. I was like, wait the fuck a minute, man. What the fuck just happened here? I blinked, and this motherfucker's getting his fucking shot at the fucking octagon, and I'm happy for you. I'm blown. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. So was this kind of short notice, or?
Yeah, I actually just got the call Friday. I was on the way to my good teammate and coach. He had a title fight over the weekend against AJ Cunningham, and we got the call on the way down to Memphis, and we were already supposed to fight 4 days afterwards. So the stars aligned. I just got to cut a little more weight than I was supposed to, but it ain't nothing to me. This is a perfect opportunity. I'm finna provide a better future for my kids.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. And speaking of AJ, he was supposed to be on the show with us tonight. We should just be finishing up with him now. Unfortunately, he messaged me. He was involved in a minor auto accident. He sent me a couple pictures of his car and like a Big Mac truck. So, but he said he's okay. Obviously, if he messaged me to fucking say I can't make it to the show, he's probably okay.
Right. That sucks right after a war that he was in.
Right. But you know what? The fact that he thought about messaging me just tells you the character of the man, because even though he just was in an accident, if I was in an accident, I'm not hitting up some podcast guy going, hey, dude, I'm not going to make it, dude. I'm in a car accident. I'm going to deal with that shit. I'll hit you up later on. But he hit me right from the scene of the accident, dude. So thoughts and prayers going out to AJ, but I'm guessing he's okay. He said he was. I'm sure he's probably going to get looked at just to be sure. Yeah, and that was a fucking war he fought the other night. Fucking, I didn't know that was your teammate that he fought.
Oh, yeah.
But
long time.
It was a good win for AJ. I mean, but that was a hell of a fucking fight, dude. Fucking wow.
Yeah. AJ's tough,
man. Bruce Luchmedio, fellow BKFC guy, just said, Weems in the house, baby.
Yes, sir.
Because I think he fought on the Total Line card with you, one of the shows there. So
awesome, awesome. What name did you say?
Bruce Luchmedio.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think
I don't think he fought on the same card as me though.
You only fought you fought at Total Line 1 up in fucking Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he fought on that one. I know he fought on Total Line 2.
I'm sure he'll answer for us, but yeah.
Yeah, he'll let us know. Dude, his YouTube name is Fake Black Belts by Bruce Iron Lion. I love it, dude. That's fucking awesome. He's watching us on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching on the YouTube, guys. We're here with Joshua Wide Open Weems ahead of his UFC possibility, I guess we'll call it. He's fighting on the Contender Series. So got the booking last Friday. I knew I didn't miss anything. I was like, man, was this booked for like 6 weeks and something? I didn't know.
No. I think his opponent got COVID, so yeah, we just jumped on it.
The fact that you're ready to go, and you stay ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's the cliche, but it's true, because except for a little weight you got to cut, you're ready to go. I mean, you're in fighting shape, and you are. You're a scrappy guy, dude. Fucking, I love watching you fight. You're technical, but you're also street. Like you're a good mix of a technical street fighter. I think that's what I would label you as.
That's funny you say that.
It's just what I see when I watch you, dude. You got the technical skills. but there's that street in you that comes out when you start going. I think when you get cracked a couple of times, a little bit of street comes out, and you're like, "Fuck this fucking." And it's so technical, but it's the attitude.
It's a bit of a brawler style.
Yeah, and I know because I've sat there and felt your energy at ringside and cage side at multiple events that I've been fortunate to announce for you. So, yeah, that's who you are. That's just I can't call you the hybrid because that's Nico Price's nickname. So we'll have to come up with a wide open. I guess that's the way it goes. Then
Wide open,
pitch.
baby. Yeah,
wide
I'm
open.
always high energy, man. That's why I think it's going to be the difference this Tuesday. Really, I think there's 5 fights, man. I mean, what was there? How many fights that first toe the line? And he was giving out 2 contracts. I got one of those contracts. I have a different energy about me, and I know all these guys are top-notch fighters, but so am I, and I think I'm going to show that Tuesday and just bring a bunch of high intensity and smart fighting to get the win, and hopefully Dana gives me that contract because I know it's going to make the difference in my family.
So what do you know about your opponent, or does it matter?
I know nothing. I know he's 9-1. I know his name's Fernie Garcia. He's from Fortis MMA out in Texas.
Great school.
I don't know much about him. Yeah, he's from a great school. He's, scrappy kid probably. I've watched his fights. Yeah, he's a scrappy guy. I just don't know what type of fighter I'm going to get out of him because he's well-rounded. So he's going to maybe try to take the fight wherever he wants. If he's fighting a long-rangey guy, he's going to probably take him down is what it looks like, kind of show some brawler and get him down whenever, the guy gets comfortable thinking it's a brawl, he's going to shoot on him. And, he's fought other guys that don't have necessarily as good of hands and he'll, stand and bang with them. But I think he's going to see some different stuff out of me and not going to want to stay there.
You said he's a very well-rounded fighter, and I know who he is, so I know that he's well-rounded. Is there any area of his game that he has an advantage over you? And I'm not saying that like in a mental thing, but is there something that he does that you've seen, because you've seen him fight, you know who he is. Is there something you feel that he does that he might be a little bit better than you that you have to be aware of?
The wrestling. That's the only place I see. I think he has a good timing on wrestling, and I can be a little over aggressive. And I got to be able to use my jiu-jitsu and get off my back. I don't think his jiu-jitsu is better than mine. I haven't gotten to see it really, just jiu-jitsu. But as far as his MMA fights, he has good jiu-jitsu, but I don't think it's going to surprise me. I think if anything, he can surprise me with a takedown. I just got to use my brain and get up, without causing a bunch of energy and be able to get back to my striking.
Well, just watch when you throw those kicks, bro, because that's where guys like you get caught with by the wrestler, because he sees the kick coming, and the good guys that are really good at timing that takedown. It's like they almost see your toe flinch. They're looking at your fucking whole body and they watch and they see your toe move and they know that kick is coming, so they're ready for it. And that that sucks for the guy throwing the kick. I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? He saw my toe flinch and he got my fucking takedown. Fuck that shit. I'm not letting it happen.
And that's why we set him up and we got feints, and he's never going to know when I'm coming in. Honestly, he's got to watch out for my wrestling. I might wrestle him. You don't know. I'm always getting better. So yeah, I'm not scared to wrestle him. If that's where he wants to go, we can wrestle. I'm not going to hug your legs though. So
boy can survive.
Yeah. And ain't no doubt. I think, like I said, he's a good fighter. I just think that I'm going to be different. And I'm going to be sharper. And my mind's so strong right now. And I think our team is evolving so much right now. I don't care how good his team is. I don't care how many guys he's beat. I really don't. I'm really coming in this fight with high confidence, and I'm feeling great in the best shape of my life. I just got to cut this weight, refuel it properly, and now I get to refuel it with the help of the PI or the UFC guy. So I mean, it's everything worked out perfect. My team's here. He's over here stretching. He was stretching me out earlier. We stay. We're soaking it all in this week, and I really think it's gonna play out perfect Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw the matchup, and I did a little research on it, and like I said, I've seen you fight up close and personal. I've never seen him up close and personal, but I've seen him fight, and I like the matchup because I think both of you embody one thing that I like to see in a fight, and that's two guys that are willing to stand and bang, and then figure out the rest of it along the way. But you're going to start this fight on the feet, obviously, and I think both of you are going to stay on the feet until it's necessary, possibly for you to maybe get off the feet, whether it's you or him. He might rock you. Then, of course, instant defensive, shoot a takedown. You might rock him. He's going to shoot the takedown. It's
The
fucking
beauty
awesome.
of it. The beauty of it.
Dude, I don't know if you can see it on here, but I've got goosebumps thinking about this fight, dude. And it's an important fight. Now, I am going to say this to you because my next guest, when she does come on, I'm going to let her know that I'm happier for her than anybody else on this show today.
Awesome. No,
I'm super happy, but I want you.
You talking about Goldy?
Yeah.
Talking about?
I'm gonna tell
she
you
put on
why,
a great
because
show.
I've watched her, like I've announced her here in Florida on the regional scene before she ever got there. I've watched her career from day one, and she had 2 tough losses in the UFC, man. And I know the pressure was on you. It's hard to go 0-3 and stay. And she came out. She had a phenomenal performance, and I love her and I love her son. Her son's father is Alex Nicholson. He's fighting this weekend at Gamebred.
I didn't know that. I didn't
yeah.
know her. Okay, that's
they're
cool.
not
That's
they're
fighting
not a
family.
couple anymore. They used to be a couple. They
okay.
both moved on, but the point is I've got so much history with them, so my emotions being happy for everybody. I'm happy for you too. I'm so excited for you,
For
dude.
sure.
Like I said, I'm getting goosebumps. But it's something that it's like if you had a friend that you just watched make it, and finally get over that hump. You're going to be a little happier for them than you are for somebody else, and that's okay.
Look,
dude, she's awesome. She's fucking awesome.
Right. Yeah. And look, I mean, coming back from
just kidding.
Coming back from one loss is hard enough. Coming back from 3, I mean, you got to be a true fighter and have a true fighter's mindset. So I can definitely see. And then watching her fight this past Saturday, I think it was.
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. What fight card was that though? It was a pay-per-view. That was the night that what's his name made his debut too. Patty
Pimblett.
Yes, was it that night?
Now I gotta look the card up. Hang on a second.
I put you on the spot, man.
No, it's okay, man. Listen, I know shit, but I don't claim to fucking have it all in my head. If I tried to hold all that shit in my head, my brain would explode. So her fight night was it was a UFC fight night, and it was Anthony Smith and Ryan Spann. It was not Nate Maness, Tony Gravely. What a fight with Nate Maness and Tony Gravely. Oh my God, Nate got a broken jaw and won that fight. It was not that week. It was the week before. The other fight you're talking about was the week before or the week after. Yeah, but she started, and the thing is, she started out the card. And she got the win in round 1 with that nice fucking armbar, and it was like, because it's your friend, and Forrest, my boy Forrest got it for me with the Smith versus Spann card. He remembers shit like that, dude. That's why he's my number 1 fan. I love him because I can say shit and he can pop it up faster and I can look it up. So it's good to have that. I should hire him to be my stats guy and have him come on with
here soon, huh?
Mask every week. But so. How did this come about? I mean, if I'm correct, you're signed with First Round?
Yes, First Round Management. We
So who called you up and said, "Yo, man, you're not going to believe this shit, but you're on the Contender Series"?
Jesse James Wallace, man. Yeah,
Jesse James Wallace. He's a badass himself.
That's right. Yeah. He was actually he was on the Contender Series himself, and he's fighting. Or he was supposed to fight this past whenever AJ took his spot because Jesse had got COVID, and I think he's gonna fight a couple more times. I think he's trying to get back to Contender Series. So. Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, we was on the way to the fights, man. He gave me a call. It was a no-brainer. Literally didn't have to think about it at all, really. I mean, we just needed to make sure we could cut the weight. So. And we're getting it down, and so everything's going smoothly. So,
how much was it that you had to cut when you got the call?
About 21.
And you had since Friday, so you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess right now you probably got about 10.
Nah, no, I don't want to kill myself too early. I'm right. Yeah, I'm 17, 16 out, but I'm full of water. So
yeah, I'm sure
I'll probably wake up, 13 out, 14 out or something. So I just got me some salmon. My boy Jonathan Jackson's cooking up for me, and we're going to, maybe have a little bit of spinach with it, and that's going to be about it for tonight.
That's it. Hey, by the way, I got to shout out my grandson JJ. I'm in South Florida. I had to do something today, but I could take my StreamYard studio with me, thank God. And my wife just commented on it, said your grandson is watching. So hi JJ,
That's
Grandpa
awesome.
loves you. It is awesome. I had him at Island Fights last week, and I did them do a sound check. I'm like, JJ, say welcome to the fights, and this was just when a few people and he goes, welcome to the fights. He's fucking like he did. I did a TikTok video because WWE wanted people to audition to possibly get a shot at doing stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it just for fun. So I did John Cena's intro, and my grandson saw the video and he starts going around going, John Cena. And he just fucking, I'm like, this little fucking trying to steal my fucking thunder. What's up with that, man? I'm grandpa. What's up with grandpa?
How old is he?
He's going to be 3 October 23rd. So he's just, he's 2 years and 11 months. But
nice.
he's a talker. He's got personality. He's got attitudes, and so
awesome.
I love him. So so he's watching the show. So whenever I know, JJ, what's up? We'll play with cars soon, buddy. I promise. So you've got one kid or two?
I've got 2 kids, boy and a girl.
Yeah, that's what I thought. How old are your kids?
10. My little girl's 10, and my boy's 5. He'll be 6.
I think I saw your boy at Game Bread after the fights. He was in the cage with you, and he was all like, he's a little scrapper, isn't he? He had a little fucking.
I got to do some pad work too.
Cool. He's got a little scrap at him too. I saw him. He's a fired up kid.
We put him in jiu-jitsu, and all he wants to do is fight. He's just like kicking and punching in jiu-jitsu. He's funny, man. Literally, what he'll do is he'll like take a kid down and jump up and just like he'll have full mount and just jump right up because he wants to start back over with the attack. Because he only thing he knows is an arm bar, and he's kind of still getting that down all the way. And he just gets so excited, man. He'll get full mount, best position, and jump right up, start back over. It's a game.
Maybe that's a good thing. That's probably a good thing because with the alternative is he starts punching kids in the face at 5 years old, and
yeah, we're gonna get them starting to set up submissions and stuff. That's the idea.
We don't want them to like start knocking dudes out. Not yet,
Not yet, right?
But that's awesome. So you said you're gonna do some pad work, man. How's it been since you got out to Vegas? How are the UFC people treating you?
Man, they've actually been treating us awesome, man. And look, if my phone dies, I'm sorry in advance. I'm like getting.
If you're checking messages or whatever, I can't hear you right now, so. He's probably reading a message. I lost his audio. Can you still hear me? Oh, there you are. You're back now. Your audio totally disappeared. Like, what happened? So don't apologize if your phone died. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get out of here. I know you got to train. You got some work to do. Oh, we lost him. That means his phone died. So that was Joshua wide open. Weems, I guess his phone died. He said it was coming, so it did. But he's got to train anyway. So that's cool. He's a kid I love to watch fight. Man, he does bring all the. Oh, wait, he's back. I was just telling everybody, I guess his phone did die. Well, thanks for being here. Shit happens. That happens all the time. But listen, go ahead and get out of here. I know you got to train. You just got to Vegas, yesterday, right?
Yes, sir. Yesterday.
So you go out there and put in that work. But anyway, the UFC people are treating you fine, you said?
Yeah, they actually have been, man. Everybody's been great. Actually, super nice attitudes here.
All right. So have you seen any, big name UFC people?
I got to freaking take a picture with Shevchenko.
Yeah, yes. I saw that shit, dude.
And I just ran into Kevin Holland. He was a little busy, so I didn't want to, get the pic with him. But, Kevin Holland, he's the man. He's here. I saw Betch Correa, if I'm saying that correct. Thiago Santos, all of them. They're all staying right here in the same place. They got us our own workout room. We have two different hotel suites for my cornerman and one for me. It's pretty awesome, man. They're treating us great. I'm hoping to get more of this,
You got your own room and the cornerman got their own room? That's fucking dope, dude, because normally they just throw everybody in the same fucking room.
Yeah, it's 2 suites, man.
I know exactly where you're staying because it's right around the corner from the PI. I've been out there.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been out there for Contender Series twice now, so it's a cool hotel, dude. Fucking, it's got everything you need, and it caters to the UFC because it's going to be there. The UFC is actually going to build their own hotel on the land that they have out there.
That's what
Huge
I was
hotel.
told.
And dude, I can't wait for that because then they fucking say fuck everybody. They can do everything. They can set that hotel up to do everything for fight week, and it'll just constantly be filling up with fighters.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be
I
awesome.
would get a job there as like a bellman and just fucking carry luggage, dude. Just fucking see everybody all the time. Like, hey, by the way, I'm taking your luggage up. Let's do an interview. You know,
Well,
dude, that could be my whole gimmick, dude. I'm gonna get a job at the UFC hotel, fucking doing. I'm gonna be the interviewing bellman. I'm gonna fucking carry your luggage and do an interview. That's it. I'm gonna be paid.
Yeah, it seems like they have staff for everything here, man. Literally everything. There's people with UFC shirts and hats on that are just, I mean, it seems like they're just standing there. They got security everywhere. I swear, they definitely spend the money on their employees. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. My guy actually, my cornerman, Jonathan Jackson. I left to go do medicals, and he runs into Daniel Cormier. I was so pissed. I was like, "Dang." Yeah, man.
DC
So, yeah.
is the fucking man.
Yeah, I was told he's really cool. I heard the other guy who he's like one of the main UFC drivers. He was like Dustin Poirier is like probably the nicest guy he's ever met. So I thought that was cool, you know, just kind of get a little info. He was telling us a lot about the town and how the UFC gets down. He's been working for him for 8 years. So
Yeah, I met DC once at an event. He was doing commentary, and you know, I've always been a big Bones fan. That's kind of changed right now, but I remember telling him. I told DC right to his face. I go, you know, man, DC. If it wasn't for Jones, dude, I would fucking be your biggest fan. I love how you do it. You're a right guy. You do it right. You go out there and fight your ass off. You know, blah 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 blah. But I know you're gonna hate me because you know this is my guy, you know. And he was like, no, man. He goes, I get it. He goes, and if I'm being honest with you, man, he goes, that's a bad man. I fought him twice. I know, you know. You never heard me say he can't fight. You always heard me say I'm gonna kick his ass. I haven't done that yet. Maybe one day when we're really old. And then I think you mentioned the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
He said that's how he you know, like sees them years down the road, except you know, much more hate. But you know, they'll still be jaw jacking at each other, fucking, you know, when they're like 68. Hey, fuck you, you son of a, you know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy fun. Wow, that's funny. Forrest Daniels just commented. He goes, I met DC backstage at the weigh-ins for the last Strike Force event in Portland, Oregon. That's some back in the day shit right there, bro.
Yeah,
because he went through right there. Oh, he said we took pictures and chatted. He's such a gentleman. I love it. Well, listen, brother, you go enjoy the day. You
Yes,
earned
sir.
it. I'm glad you got this call, dude. I'm glad you were ready to go for this.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I know you. I know you're gonna make the most of it. And we'll just make it work, dude. So I'm gonna bring. Hold on a second, there, Josh. She just tried to call me on Messenger.
Probably having the same problem I had trying to connect. But that's just because I'm not really good with phones. Maybe she's not having that problem.
Oh, she said she's putting Odin to bed. I thought she was ready to come on now. So, all right, cool. So, I was gonna say, hey, I'll keep you on for a minute so you can say hi to her, fucking. But she's putting her son down to bed, so it's gonna be another 10 minutes, and I don't want to keep you.
Yeah.
I want you to go do the stuff you got to do. I know that you got this is the most important fight of your life. So,
That's it.
I don't want to take any more of your time. I appreciate you taking the time, you know, to do this on, you know, this kind of thing with this fight week coming up.
For sure.
Just go out there and wreck shop like you do, man. Go out there and put on a show. And, you know, like, Q said, don't try to plan out how it's going to happen, what your opponent's going to do. Just go out there and, be in the moment in the fight. But, if at any moment you feel the urge to pull off a move like you did at the Masvidal fight, fuck it, don't be shy, dude. If you feel it and you feel you can pull it, nail it, dude, because moments like that are what they're looking for. But don't go out there and try to do it, because if you're trying to make something like that happen, it fucking fails every time. And that's not just you, that's anything in life. If you try to do this or force it, this, that, it never works out right. So you don't force it. Like that, I know you didn't force that move that night at fucking GFC, bro. You just fucking threw it, dude.
That's right.
One of the greatest moves I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of fucking fights, man.
I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you. You don't have to appreciate me for liking it. I appreciate you for doing it to give me something to go, fuck yeah. I remember I had to send you the video because you couldn't figure out how to get the video off.
That's right. Yeah. I got it saved in my galleries now.
Yeah, you better now, man. Fucking, I got it saved too. It's truly one of the coolest moments I've been able to be at a cage side for at an event I'm announcing. I wish I was up there for this weekend show, but they're bringing in this Bruce Buffer impersonator. I don't know why you would want your guy to be exactly like that guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's literally a Bruce Buffer impersonator?
Yeah, this guy fucking shows up and he announces and he sounds just like Bruce Buffer. Like he does it. So to me, that's
there can only be one Bruce Buffer, man. You got to be your own
one, right? You got to have your own individualism. So he does a great impersonation. I'm not going to lie, but I just,
nice.
There's some videos out there. If you look up Bruce Buffer, when you get off the phone, if you have time before you go, look up Bruce Buffer impersonator introduces Chuck Liddell, because that's one of the most recent ones he did, and it's a video of him standing in front of Chuck Liddell, like at some photo signing, and he's like. Hey, he does the whole thing, and I'm just like, and he did one in front of Masvidal. Masvidal said, "Oh, I'm gonna make this guy come work for me now." It's like, come on, Ari, I'm your dude.
Yeah, or I'm your dude.
I'm your dude, bro. I'm your dude.
Yeah,
I love you, man.
No, yeah, you did great last time, man. I definitely love your energy, man. I definitely love your energy.
But they want to do what they want to do, so I really don't get upset about gigs that I don't get. I'm happy for the gigs I do, and I just said do. Woohoo! Anyway, brother, lost your audio. I can't hear you. So I guess his phone actually did die this time. So, man, Josh, thanks for being here tonight, man. Like I said, good luck. Don't worry about coming back on, man. Just go train, do your thing, man. God bless. Oh, he's coming back again.
So
I love this kid.
So I know why it's doing that. My low battery mode popped up, and I pressed low power mode, and it just muted our sound out. I don't know, but I figured it out.
Because the sound takes energy. So, but anyway. So before it does it to us again, man, go out there and kill it, man. Just go out there and be Josh Wide Open Weems and do what Wide Open does, and that's just fucking balls to the wall, get the win,
That's it.
And we'll be cheering for you, man, fucking from here, because like we got history. I've announced a couple of your fights, so now
that's right.
You're I'm in your corner, bro. Fucking, I don't care who you're fighting. If you're fucking fighting DC, I'm fucking picking you to win. That's how it works, bro. So.
You the man. Hey, I appreciate it, brother.
People will go, you're going to pick him against DC? Fuck yeah, dude. This is my dude, man. I announced his name. We shared time in a cage together and in a ring together, man. There's a little bond there that fucking maybe you guys
chopped it up in the lobby for 20, 30 minutes.
We sure the fuck did, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, we had a good time that fight, fucking. And,
right.
Now we're just doing shit, man. And you're just elevating, dude. And I'm happy to be part of your story, and
man,
to
I
witness
appreciate
it.
I'm a definitely always enjoy coming on, man. So anytime you want to have me, give me a shout. I'll be jumping on, man.
Hey, listen, if you get your UFC contract, which I believe you will, after you get a few fights in and you fucking really put your name out there, tell them from now on you want your own personal ring announcer and just fly me in and say, fuck Buffer.
Fucking right. Fucking right. After I hear him call my name. That's been a big one of mine my whole life is to have.
Oh no, of course, dude. I don't even hate you for that, dude. Fucking, I want him to call my name just for shits and giggles.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to replace me, it's Christopher J. Just what?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. If it worked like that, I'd definitely put your name in that box.
Oh, I'd appreciate that, bro. Well, listen, man. Go enjoy the day with your
Alrighty,
coach, your team. Get that work in, man.
Yes, sir.
Cut that weight the right way, dude, and we will be watching you Tuesday night on the Contender Series, boys and girls. This is Joshua Wide Open Weems. If you didn't know,
Mississippi Strong, baby.
Mississippi Strong, man. See, I don't even say Mississippi. People go because like when I do it from guys from Mississippi, I just go Mississippi. I don't even say Mississippi. Like some people, I just go Mississippi, and somebody goes, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because somebody from Mississippi told me that's fucking the way to say it the right way."
It almost sounds like Miss a hippie.
Yeah, it's like people from Missouri don't call it Missouri; they go Missouri. You know, it's
Right.
like I just bing. Anyway, go do your shit, dude, or I'm gonna
All right,
keep
Christopher.
all night long.
Appreciate you, brother. Hey, look,
bless
I
you, man. Be
appreciate it,
well.
and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
All right, man. Be well. That's Josh Weems, guys. Like I said, if you don't know who he is, man, I'm telling you, go look him up, man. He's an incredible fighter. He's awesome. So, he's fighting on the Contender Series, man. Came out of last Friday. He got the call, so it's a week. It's 10 days notice, and he gets a call, and he's stepping up. He wants that. He wants to achieve that octagon, and he's got the talent to do it. He's got the skill set to do it. And he's still a young man, but he's mature. He's got the maturity, I believe, it takes to compete inside the octagon. So hopefully his performance will show up, and everything will line up, and we'll get Josh Weems inside the UFC. 33%. It's actually 33.5. So what else is going on? Oh, so a couple of people were asking me. I am down in South Florida, and I said I can't talk about what I was doing today, and I still can't. I will tell you it was some form of announcing, and that was it. But we're going to bring in my next guest right now. She says she don't have headphones. We're going to make it work anyway because we love her to death. I am so happy to see the smile on her face. And before she even comes on, I'm just going to let her listen so she can't even talk to when I say this. Girl, as a fucking friend and watched you and announced you, I am so fucking happy for you. I'm happier for anybody else for you than anybody I've been in recent times because I know how hard you worked to get there. I know the first two didn't go your way, and I know how happy you were to get that big win the other night against Emily Whitmire, get that monkey off your back. And girl, I love you so freaking much. And me and the wife, we were so happy for you. I'm not even going to lie. I teared up a little bit when you got the victory. I was on the road. I had tears coming out of my eyes because that's how much you mean to me. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go professional. Welcome to Cage Talk with Christopher James. We are back live here on the show. And joining us right now is UFC star Hannah Goldy.
Hey,
what's up, girl?
How's it going?
It's going.
You're frozen a little bit. Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen. It's okay.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. And you said you don't have headphones, so what we'll do is just make sure we don't talk over each other when we try to talk at the same time. It will cancel one of us out. So what did you think of that intro?
I mean, it just means so much to me, honestly. Like, I feel like everybody that's close to me knows how much, this last fight meant to me. And it's just been awesome, and overwhelming the amount of support that I've had. And it's just amazing. I just feel really blessed.
It was so good to watch, girl. Like, it was the feel-good moment of the year for me, as far as fights go, because, we're personally invested, Like I said, we know you. We watched you. We watched you become a mom. We watched you grow as a woman, through good stuff and bad stuff. And it's really, it's right here in my heart, man. Like I'm thinking about it, I'm going to tear up a little bit because it's so awesome to just see you get that success that you've worked hard for and you've earned it. So let's talk about the fight real quick. You go in there, you're with Whitmire. I'm also going to say this, you looked more fluid than I've ever seen you inside the octagon. It was the best performance I've seen from you, and it showed with the win. But take us through it, man. What was going on in your head? Were you worried about going 0-3, or did you just have to kick that idea out? Because, 0-3 in the UFC is hard.
Yeah, I mean, they're 0-3 in the UFC. Like, you're not, you're not going to fight again. But no, honestly, I wasn't really thinking about that at all, which is funny because I've always put a lot of pressure on myself before fights. And, before this fight, I kind of was just like, fuck it. Like, I was like, it is what it is. Like, I changed, everything about the way that I train. Like, I'm normally a psycho about training, 3 times a day. For this fight, I literally trained once a day. And, I said it in my post-fight interview. I did a lot of, mental and emotional and spiritual growth and work the past couple months. And I really feel like if I didn't work out one time this fight camp and I still did all of the work on myself internally, that the outcome still would have been the same. I just feel like people really don't realize how important it is to surround yourself with the right people and the right energy, and just work on the mental aspect of your game as much as the physical.
Yeah, and it seemed on that night the mental and the physical came together, and boom, submission,
Yeah,
boom,
I definitely
victory.
I felt super engaged in that fight. Like, I've never felt that engaged in any other fight that I've ever been in. Like, I remember like touching her shoulder and being like, oh, she's getting pretty sweaty. Like, I should probably, try to get this round. And like, normally I'm like, oh, I hear her corner. Like, my last fight, all I heard was DC. What are you doing?
It's Odin. What's up, buddy?
I said you gotta stay in bed, babe. It's bedtime. Oh, he's gonna rub your back. He wants Uncle Christopher to rub his back. He's gonna come rub your back. Look, he's right there. Well, it was my brother's birthday yesterday, so we had some cake tonight.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a guest appearance by Odin.
Yeah.
We don't get to see him a lot on videos, but well, we see him, some of the stuff he does with Alex is fucking hysterical. Like, he just, oh, when he roars, I just laugh at him. Like, I love, he's getting so big.
Yeah, he literally made his own Halloween costume yesterday. We went to Spirit Halloween, and I'm like, what do you want to be? And he said like a bunch of different things. Like, he said Chase from Paw Patrol. He said a Droon from the movie Raya. He wanted to be Captain America. He wanted to be Spider-Man. So I had no idea what he wanted to be. And then I actually posted like all of this on my story because it was hilarious. Like, he loves Halloween more than anything. And like, he loves going to Spirit Halloween and just walking around, and he makes me step on like the scary blow up things. Like, they have like steppers in front of him, and he's like, Mommy, go step on that. And he like likes to watch it. But he got his inspiration from one of those blow up things. It was like a killer clown. And this kid literally went around the store and like picked out all like this whole outfit from like different areas of the store and like turned into a killer clown.
That's awesome.
I'm like, okay, cool. I guess this is what we're getting. It was way more expensive than just like freaking Chase would have been. I'm like, of course.
But it's okay because he's Odin, and
Yeah,
he's
that's
such
what
an
he wants.
and he's such an individual. Like, he really is. He's a little individual. He's a little man. I've never seen, except for at his first birthday party when you guys put cake on his face and he cried. Other than that, I've always seen him as being like, from that moment forward, his own little human being. Like he's not just like a normal kid.
Yeah, he's growing up.
Yeah. How's that make you feel? Because he's so big right now. I mean, do you miss the little Odin, or do you just embrace the big Odin now?
I miss him when he was little so much, just because he was so squishy. Like, he literally was just like the squishiest baby ever. And like, I miss his feet. Like, I loved his little feet. Like, I still love his feet. Like, they're so small, but I just miss like his little tiny toes and like just holding a little baby. But it's the most amazing thing in the world, like seeing him become like a little man, So I love thinking about those times, but it's so amazing to watch him grow up. Like, he's in school now, he's coming home and he's like telling me about everything that he's learning. And I'm like, this is so amazing. Jillian and I were talking about it tonight. We're like when they get to the point in school that we can't help them with their homework anymore, what are we going to do?
Yeah, because when they start,
but I'm like, I don't know how to do that, bro. Like,
that core math, I don't know how to do that, man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, you're on your own, kid. Sorry, mommy and daddy can't help with this one, And but you said it. He's in school and he's just, and I know, both the parents, you both love him, and you both, do your best to, provide the stuff for him, and give him the stability he needs in life. How is he adapting to that with you guys? It seems to be pretty flow, because I know when I see him with you, he's happy and he's adorable and blah blah blah. And then when I see him with Alex, it's the same thing. Does he adjust well to that with you guys? Have you guys gotten that to a point where it kind of keeps him in the stable point because that's the focus?
I mean, it's definitely getting better. Co-parenting I feel like is just a learning process, and it's just going to continue to be a learning process,
Yeah.
until he's 18 years old. But, we've been figuring it out. Alex recently moved back to Orlando, so that's been nice. Odin's gotten to spend more time with him, and, I know that makes him really happy. And it's been easier for us to kind of get into like a routine and a schedule, and that obviously, helps kids adjust. So it's been good. We've been, just doing our best, but that's all you can do.
I love that. I love that you guys are doing that, and that you're, like you said, it's a learning process every day as doing the co-parenting thing, because that's never the plan, but sometimes you just got to adjust on the fly, just like in a fight. You got to adjust on the fly. So it's good. Odin seems happy and well adjusted, and that's the important part. And it's like you just said you miss all the little baby squishy Odin, but he just came over there a minute ago, and he was all like squishy Odin again, and maybe a little bigger version.
I
But he
know.
just wanted to cuddle up with mommy, and
I
he
know,
still likes
bedtime.
that, right?
He does. Yeah. He like bedtime is still rough. Like he always just like wants to hang out and like wants to snuggle. So I haven't lost that yet, thankfully.
That's awesome. That's gotta make him so happy that he still wants to snuggle with mommy. 'Cause he's getting to that age where snuggles aren't always the same. I mean, and it happens young. Like my grandson, he's gonna be 3, and he gets a little attitude sometimes about the snuggle. I'm like, bro, man, just enjoy it, man. Grandpa needs this.
You're like, you're gonna take this snuggle and
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
take this you're gonna take this snuggle, and you're gonna like this hug.
exactly force it on him.
So you get that
I'm
first
I'm
win.
way stronger than Odin, so
Maybe not for too much longer. He's a big
yeah.
boy.
I'm gonna say that for as long as I can.
Hey, gosh, you should. So get in there, you get the fight, you get the win. I saw you. You were in the center of the octagon. You were very emotional. I saw your press conference. You were very emotional. When you finally got home, and you had a moment to sit, with your family and with Odin and everything, and you just say to yourself, I did it. I got that win. What kind of? Because I don't think you said before the fight, you said, fuck it, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go out there and do it. But I'm sure somewhere in the back of your brain, in the subconscious, you're probably going, I got to win this fight. It can't go 0-3 in the UFC. So when you got home and you finally got that win under your belt, and you're back with your people, did you feel a sense of relief come off you? And you're just like,
Honestly, I never felt like I had to win that fight. And I think that is going into like the work that I did mentally. Like I never thought about winning or losing that fight. All I thought about was that I wanted to go out and have fun and relax and flow. And, those were a couple of my key terms, and that's what kept me engaged during the fight. And I never one time thought about winning or losing. I feel like as humans, we're very like win or lose, that's like what drives us, like winning something. But I don't know. I think that that's the wrong way to look at things, especially because failures can be opportunities to learn things that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. If I never lost my last fight, I wouldn't have gone through the growth that I've gone through the past couple months. So I've learned to be grateful for that. And there's this quote, and I think it's Matthew McConaughey, and he says, fail early, fail often, fail forward. And that was like one of my favorite quotes for this fight camp, because successful people have failed way more than they've succeeded. The most successful people in the world have failed way more than they've succeeded. And I just think it's super important that, we can use those failures as opportunities to learn and become better, not just as an athlete, but, I feel like I'm a better person now than I was 2 months ago. And I think that, that's because I lost my fight and I learned a lot about myself.
That's really like amazing, and it's beautiful to hear the way you're describing it. And that line, what did you say? Fail often, fail frequently, fail forward. That's and that came from Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who said it.
He had to steal that from somebody. He ain't that smart.
It wasn't. I watched there was one motivational series that I loved, and that part was in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that stuck with me.
That's a good line. I mean, and it makes sense, and not just in fighting, just in life.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I feel like people don't realize that, there's a direct connection between you as an athlete and you as a person, you know, like if you're like, you can only grow so much like as an athlete when you're not growing as a person, you know, like they go hand in hand. I feel like I'm just coming to be aware of that. So
Hey, well, you know, I guess the important part of that last sentence is being aware of that.
yeah,
Because now that you are, the opportunity for growth mentally, spiritually, physically, and professionally becomes infinite, you know, because now
yeah.
you know you can achieve anything.
Yeah, and like just the energy that you like allow and bring into your life and the energy that you attract, you know, like it's been really an amazing experience for me. I guess like I've never been a spiritual person, but I've really just felt such great energy the past couple months, and I don't know, it's been amazing. I've made some amazing connections, and you know, just it's just been awesome. I just feel really great.
You know, over the years, you know, we've talked at different spots at different times, and you know, been on the show with me numerous times. And I'm sitting there talking to you, and you know, while we've had a couple of moments where we're laughing, we're goofy, I do feel like a different. I'm talking to a different version of Hannah, same girl, same woman, but the you know, what do they say? You know, you've leveled up, and you not even in your voice. I'm looking at your face, and I can see it in your eyes, and your eyes are smiling. I know people get weird when I say that, but there's a smile behind our eyes, and when you're truly happy, it shows, and you can even try to hide it, and people still see it if it's real. And I'm looking at your face and your eyes, and I just see the smile back there. You know, that is just telling me the whole story, and I'm getting goosies.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I just want to continue growing and working on myself, you know, personally as well. So yeah, it's been a great couple months. Obviously, like getting the win was amazing, but I think that just everything leading up to that was just it was awesome.
So how quick do we want to turn around and get back in there? I mean, you didn't even go a full round, so you know you don't look like you took any damage at all. So
Yeah, they're matching cards out pretty far right now. So we've definitely. I haven't even been back in the gym yet. Like I went for a couple days, but I had my best friend's wedding last weekend, and Jillian and I are going to Cancun tomorrow because she's competing.
Jillian Robertson,
Mm-hmm.
is she sitting there with you?
She sure is.
What's up, girl?
What's up?
That's awesome, man. You guys are just chill. I see you guys training a lot together. I don't think I've ever had you on my show. I think I've reached out to you a couple of times and you shine me hard because you love David Van Auken better than me, but that's okay. So one of these days I would be honored to have you on the show.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to be on it.
But that's cool. You guys are going down to Cancun, going to Mexico. You're competing, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing Eddie Bravo's tournament. I believe it's called Medusa. It's an all-female 8-girl bracket of combat jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you know, I love watching you compete in jiu-jitsu as much as I like watching you compete inside the octagon. You know, anytime you go out and do Chael show and everything, I'm always like, man, fucking G-Rob's going at it, man. That's why I call you on your back. I call you G-Rob, just so you know. And but I tell my friend, I'm like, this girl, fucking G-Rob from fucking Port St. Lucie, is a fucking killer, dude. Watch her grapple. And I make my friends watch because you are the epitome of a competitive jiu-jitsu competitor. So I love watching you do your work. So, boom.
I appreciate the support.
Well, listen, enjoy your trip down there, and good luck. Go out there and, you know, just take some arms home with you, would you?
Oh, no doubt. Thank you.
All right, thanks. So, Hannah, this is awesome. You girls are, like, really bonded. Did you guys fight? You guys fought back in the day, right?
We did, yeah. We made our pro debuts against each other.
That's right. You got the win.
Sure did.
Hey, say what?
I said I did, yeah. That was a close fight.
That was a long time. G-Rob, you want to get that win back, girl?
No, I think I'm good on that.
I'm just trying to be a smartass now.
Actually,
You know.
It was fucking hilarious because after my last fight, we were talking the night before, and Julian was like, "Who are you gonna call?" I was like, "I'm gonna be like, I want to fight that savage girl." Just because I wanted to like see, like I just would love to have seen your face. You should have. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, listen, Ryan, I love it. I love that you guys have bonded like that. You guys are good friends. And you got a bunch of people over, so I don't want to keep you any longer. I do appreciate you taking the time. I'm really glad that I was able to tell you, how proud of you we are, and to see the growth in you, and to see you continue to evolve as an athlete and as a human being, is truly something that everybody should want to witness. So you just keep doing your thing. Hopefully, we'll have a fight announcement for you fairly soon. Get you back in there, get another win, and then get you another fight. I'm looking down the road. We'll get you back on the positive side of more wins and losses in the UFC, and then fucking maybe title shot to go with the nickname. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get all that shit popped up.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for you, girl.
Hey, thank you.
And we're happy for you. And the wife made me promise to tell her that she loves you, and she's so happy for you, and she just likes watching you succeed. I
appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
All right. Well, you do the rest of your night there. Enjoy it. You and Jillian have a safe trip down there, and we'll definitely be watching that event because we like to watch her compete.
Yeah, make sure you guys watch her. What is it on? UFC Fight Pass. It's on UFC Fight Pass. The Medusa tournament. So make sure you watch.
I will. We'll definitely share it out there. And hey, when you come back from that trip, we're gonna get you on the show.
Oh yeah. She said that's the first thing that she's doing when she touches back.
I'm sure that's what she said.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, so anyway, all right, listen, you enjoy the rest of your night, man. Congratulations on the win, not just in the octagon, but the winning that you're doing in life every single day. That's from the heart. Appreciate you taking the time as always, Hannah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Boys and girls, that was Hannah, Goldy, Odin, and a cameo from Jillian Robertson. Oh, yeah, I called her. I was like, you shined me a couple of times, man. I think you like David Van Auken better, which is just funny because I know, she does a lot of stuff with David. That's all good. Larry, I won't be down there. I'm sorry, brother. I was trying to finish up with there before I addressed your question. I will not be down there. But maybe, I don't know. I don't think we're going down there, so we got a lot of stuff on our plate this weekend, but maybe, who knows? You never know. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into the show tonight. I appreciate you all for supporting the show and following along. Thanks to my guests, Quentin Henry, Jordan Weems, or Joshua Weems. See, I can't even I'm all fucking fucked up in the head now because I'm looking at stuff on the screen. Josh Weems and Hannah Goldy. Thoughts going out to Derek Minner. His puppy is passing away, and that's sad. And our thoughts are going out to AJ Cunningham, who was in a little bit of a fender bender when he was heading home from, I'm guessing, from the gym or from work. So he didn't get to be on the show tonight, but we'll get those guys lined up as soon as they're available. Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, thanks for letting me be a part of your life and for you guys being a part of mine for just a little while. I appreciate it more than I can put into words. Until next time, I am Christopher James. And you know how it goes, boys and girls. That's right. You have been cage side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip the Deuces. There you go, baby.